Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Post to Post. We have something to discuss. Some controversy on the internet. Lots of people have strong opinions about the placement of the new Stanley Cup Final patch on the Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers jersey. And I share the majority of the opinions. I'll put a photo up here of, we'll start with Vegas. We can show that photo first. But I think it doesn't really matter what team we're talking about. If this is going to be the ongoing placement for every NHL final team, our Stanley Cup final team, from years coming, I think that this is a travesty. I think it is absolutely ridiculous placement. What donkey came up with this? What donkey thought it would be a good idea? You know what? Let's keep the ad there, okay? That's even understandable. Whatever. You want to put jersey ads on there and try to make some money, fine, whatever. I don't like it, but whatever. But what donkey thought, let's not put it on the shoulder. Well, we're not going to put it on the forearm, the elbow area, up near the shoulder, close to the shoulder, up top there on the side. Like, could we put it on the back? No. I mean, there's lots of room in the back, but we won't put it on the back. Let's put it 1 millimeter from the letter up here. Now, that only applies to, 3 jerseys basically on every team, but still, it looks ridiculous. It looks, I would rather the patch not even be on the jersey at this point. Put it on the pants. Put it on the helmet. Put it on the back of the helmet. I don't even care. But don't clutter up that specific sacred area where the captain and the A assistant or whatever, alternate, whatever you want to call it, that's where that lives, okay? And I just think it is the most ridiculous placement to put it there. Put it underneath the ad. Just put it lower underneath. If you're going to crowd anything, crowd the ad. There is a legal agreed upon area where the ads are allowed to go. The NHL and the advertisers have agreed to this specific sizing. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. We talked about it a year ago or more. But put it underneath. Why would you put it over by the sea? I think it looks incredibly ridiculous. So in Vegas's situation here, their ad is a little bit bigger than the Florida ad, which we'll look at here in a second. But it's also close to the logo as well. I just don't understand. If ads are going to be on jerseys, I accepted that because money is good for the NHL, hypothetically long term. However, the moment that ads start to change the way that other elements on a jersey appear or are arranged on a jersey is the moment where I take a pretty big stance against ads on jerseys. So much so that because of the placement of this Stanley Cup Finals patch, and other potential patches in the future, not even Stanley Cup related, but whatever, inaugural patches or whatever. I've decided to boycott every single jersey, or I've decided to boycott every single advertiser or company that advertises on an NHL jersey. So in this situation, Circus Sports, I think it's a sports betting company. I don't bet on sports. I don't bet on anything. So that's it's insignificant here. And I think Florida. Let's bring up Florida's. Theirs is AutoNation. I have no idea what that is. It's probably some online site where you look at cars that are available for sale or something, I'm assuming. Neither of these companies are probably in Canada where I live anyway, so insignificant. I can't boycott AutoNation even if I wanted to. However, there are Canadian NHL teams using Canadian sponsorships, one being my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens, using RBC, which stands for Royal Bank of Canada. Well, I used to be a Royal Bank of Canada customer, and I am no longer a Royal Bank of Canada customer, okay? So I've decided that I'm going to boycott every single company that advertises on NHL jerseys, and I wouldn't have a problem with this if it didn't affect the placement of other things, like I said. For example, if for the Stanley Cup Finals, if the ad remained on the jersey, 100% fine with that, actually. And I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm okay with ads being on there. So hypothetically, the Stanley Cup Final patch goes where it's supposed to go, where that ad is now, okay? And then the ad can go somewhere else. Put it on the back of the jersey. Put it on the bottom back of the jersey, on the arm. I don't care where else it goes. But the ad should never result in covering or the movement of another element. It should be the most insignificant piece on a jersey. And the fact that it's not spells incredibly bad news for the future of the NHL. Because helmet ads, they were supposed to be temporary. You remember that? 1 year, Gary Bettman said, it's just temporary, okay? We're trying to recoup some costs from the pandemic shortened seasons and loss of advertising and stuff. We're going to put ads on the helmet for 1 year. Guess what happened after that? They didn't go away. They're going to be here forever. And then all of a sudden, now we've got ads on jerseys. That's a whole nother ballgame. So ads on helmets, ads on jerseys, all within 2 to 3 years. Well, the ads on jerseys are clearly more important than the Stanley Cup final event that is happening, which is supposed to get the most views in all of hockey for the entire year, all over the world, maybe other than the Olympics, depending on the year, but still. And you're saying that an ad is more important than the representation of what the playoffs are about, the Stanley Cup, the entire league. An ad for AutoNation and Circus Sports is more important. That's how I view it. It is more important than the Stanley Cup Finals. And it's at that moment where I'm not okay with jerseys or with ads on jerseys. And additionally, there's another factor to this. Jersey collectors. Are you the type of jersey collector that likes to get a jersey and have it be incredibly, I guess accurate maybe is the right word, incredibly accurate to what's the on-ice version? For example, if you buy this Florida Panthers jersey and you want to put the Stanley Cup patch on it, are you going to put it here where it's supposed to go? Or are you so concerned about it being exactly like what was on ice? Are you going to get the ad on here and then put the Stanley Cup patch over here by the C? Even if you don't like that placement and you hate it, you absolutely hate it, but you want it to be authentic. That's what you have to do. You're forced into that. And then there's going to be people like myself who was on a journey to get every single jersey that was worn in a Stanley Cup final when the Stanley Cup was won. For example, Washington Capitals away jersey, Tampa Bay Lightning away jersey, the Colorado Avalanche away jersey. So I wanted those jerseys, whatever the Stanley Cup was hoisted in, basically. I wanted those jerseys with the Stanley Cup final patch on them, and that was going to be my ongoing collection, regardless of the team that won, and it continues year after year after year. And now we have this. So I am no longer, and in fact I've sold the jerseys, I am no longer interested in collecting jerseys because whatever team is going to win here, whether it's a home jersey or an away jersey, it doesn't matter. I'm going to have to put the Stanley Cup patch by the C because that's where, I don't want it over here because that's not where it was worn. That's where the ad was. So, and I don't want the ad on the jersey either. So I'm not going to get the jersey with no ad and then put I'm not going to have the C and the Stanley Cup final patch over here, but then no ad. So it's a lose, lose, lose. There is no winning in this situation. So this not only impacts jersey collectors, but people in general who just don't like the placement. So I am disappointed in the NHL. I understand it from a business perspective. Like logically, this makes sense as a business opportunity from the NHL or for the NHL. But it's ridiculous. I hate it, and I hate whoever the donkey was that decided to put that there. I don't like you. And I'm sure that you're a very nice person and you make wonderful business decisions. But as a fan and a customer of this game, I don't like you. Respectfully, I don't like you. So that's my feelings on this. I think the placement is absolutely ridiculous. In terms of who I'm cheering for, because I haven't really talked about this, I guess, I'm probably happy with whoever wins this. This is one of those years that I'm not really heavily rooting for one team because I don't like the other team or something like this. I've had wonderful experiences down in Vegas. I've met an incredible amount of wonderful Vegas fans, so I'll be very happy for them if they win. However, I still remember them firing Gerard Gallant. But that's also the problem because Florida did as well. So I kind of don't want either team to win, but I kind of like both teams as well. I'd like to see Florida actually win a Stanley Cup final game in general. Maybe they do that tonight. As I'm filming this, the game starts in 20 minutes. As you watch it, the game's probably ongoing. But I'd like to see them get at least one win, and if they can win it, that would be awesome as well. I think that would be great for the state of Florida, that area where they play, and also the guys in the team, and for the franchise as well. That's going to be really, really important for the longevity of the franchise. It's going to bring more business opportunities to the NHL in that area, to the team, obviously. It's going to help with future development of their facilities and stuff like this. Now, it's a winning team. Hypothetically, if they win, it's a winning team. So Vegas has been incredibly lucky and talented and smart over the past 6 or so years. They've been to, 2 Stanley Cup finals and 3 or 4 conference finals at least, I think. Can't remember, but they've had a pretty good run since they've been in the NHL. So everyone knows them as a very successful team, even though they haven't won. And if they win, obviously they're going to be even more successful than they are now. So, again, I'm happy for whoever wins this series, but not really cheering heavily for either team. I think I would probably prefer Florida to win, just because I don't like the ownership in Vegas. Some of the decisions that they have made roster-wise, management-wise, and also how they treat some of their employees on their team, not only from a work ethic or from a work-life balance lens, but from a payment perspective as well. So I would personally be cheering for the Florida Panthers to win this series, but like I said earlier, I'd be relatively happy either way. I will be watching all the games. I hope you are as well. And let me know down below in the comment section who you're cheering for, and also how you feel about this Stanley Cup Finals placement on the jersey. Are you for this? Are you against this? If you're buying a jersey, are you getting it in the right, correct, authentic spot? Or are you going to buy it and just put it where you want it? There's no real right answer. Like, that's, everyone can do what they want. There's no, like, you don't have to be a jersey Nazi. I would have my personal preference, and I would put it next to the C because that's authentic and that's how they wore it. But you don't have to do that. There's no right or wrong. You collect jerseys the way that you want to collect jerseys, and that's what's cool about the hobby. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great time watching the game tonight. And if you're watching this the following day or a couple days after, hope you're enjoying the Stanley Cup Final. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Adios.